Alright, just as when you thought India had enough and more nonsense to deal with, here you have another, I call it like magic, magic, like when a magician wants you to see something, he'll move his hand up here so that you can't see what the other hand is doing. So in India, politicians, when they want you to divert your mind from other areas, they'll bring up something else. So the focus is not the economy, the focus is not employment, the focus is not the COVID, issue. They suddenly bring up a non-issue, an issue that was never there in the first place. Okay, now, for those of you who do not know what I'm talking about, India, Karnataka state, the southern part where I come from, at least my parents, they have bought this new mandate that I think only in government colleges or schools, Muslims, the girls wear a hijab, a cover for their face, and so they are saying, don't bring your religion to school. Okay, don't bring your religion to school. Education should be neutral. Now, I like the way they play with words. It's a word play. It's a word play to push the Hindu agenda. Let's stop acting like we're dumb. Let's stop acting like we don't know what's going on. See, India is predominantly filled with Hindus. 80% is Hindus. Okay? Why do you think they break the legs or they attack Muslims, Indian Muslims who take cows for slaughter? Why? Because it's a Hindu state. Why do you think Prime Minister Narendra Modi is showing when he's praying to all the Hindu gods and taking a dip in the water? It appeals to Hindu voters. Why do you think he wears orange saffron so boldly? Why do you think he puts this? It's a Hindu religion, tradition, culture, and I have nothing against it. Great. It's nice to see someone follow his religion, his path. But when you start pushing this agenda on other people, that's where it becomes a problem. Now, I've spoken to a couple of Hindu boys, supporters and all that. They'll say in Pakistan, they're doing this against Hindus. Muslims are doing against Hindus. They'll say, look at Iran, look at Saudi. Okay. You're bringing other countries, you're cherry picking. Okay, this one thing that they're doing, we should implement that over here. This one thing, this small thing, not the whole template. Does it make sense? It's like out of 100 things, you'll choose one. Or we want this one thing to be here. No, that's wrong. See, India for ages has been different religions, different cultures, different traditions. Follow your thing as long as it is peaceful. I myself, when they were closing down these schools that teach Sharia law and Sharia education and Islamic education, and they closed down those schools, I was like, fine, I understand that you don't want them to teach Quran, and some of the Muslim preachers, they kind of preach that Islam is superior and these are non-believers. So I was okay with that, fine. Education should be neutral. But now you're asking everyone to look the same, act the same. So here's my question, a very big challenge to all the BJP and Hindu followers. What about Sikhs? Sikhs, they have the turban, right? They carry their religion wherever they go. They are identified as, Punjabi or Sardars. So, my open challenge to you. What will you do about the Sardars? You'll ask them, remove your turban, come without your turban. And then obviously they can even mandate, oh, you have long hair, boys should have short hair, so cut your hair. Open challenge, I'm asking you, answer. Let's see the Hindus and the BJPs answer this question. So Sardars have turban and boys have long hair, they don't cut their hair. So what will you do? Remove the turban, cut your hair? Open challenge, ask. Christians wear a crucifix. So put the crucifix at home. In fact, our Hindu boys, those boys who were, they were wearing the saffron. Why? Why so proudly? Why? Why wave the orange, the saffron flag? Why? Why so much pride? In fact, in my group, I have this jackass, idiot of a boy. His career is not in place. His life is not in place. He's confused. Absolutely pathetic. I know him. Let's say I know him. Okay. But when it comes to these BJP and Hindu issues, oh goodness, he becomes brave. He becomes, wow, powerful. But when I ask him about his career and all that, he becomes not even a rat. He can't even talk. Whoa, why are you making an issue out of a non-issue? And that video that you've seen circulating, this girl dressed up in a full black abaya, okay, hijab, whatever you call it, burqa. Yeah, it's burqa, sorry. Full black. She's a single lone girl. And you have this bunch of hooligans, young men, shouting and all that. Thankfully, the one thing I'll give credit was she was not harmed. Maybe because there were cameras and all that. But they were heckling this girl. And obviously she shouted, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. That's what Muslims do. Now, this video circulating around, does it bring about feelings and messages of peace, love, unity and harmony? Will it make a non-Hindu respect Hindus? Will it make them love India? Does it show India in a positive light? One girl, this big bunch of boys. What? It's shame. It's a bloody shame. If the institute wants to say, fine, you can't wear the burqa or whatever. But now here's another very big question. Why all these years it was okay? Why all these years it was okay? Why suddenly you brought it up? What are these girls doing? They are minding their own business. They are studying their own thing. They are doing their own thing. From India being a place of cultural diversity, why do you want to force everyone to look alike? It's like what happened in Iran. People were free, dressing up however they like. All of a sudden, oh, women have to dress up like this, man. And they killed the society. India is doing the same thing. And this is nothing but Hindu fundamentalist. I'm sorry, but I don't subscribe to bullshit, okay? Someone has to call. The problem is in India, you can't speak openly, otherwise you get jacked. That is why in India, people are afraid. People are afraid. I know how many in my groups, they talk, but they're like, Loy, I'm afraid. I'm afraid what someone is. See, it is just sowing the seeds of fear. Even Hindus, I know so many Hindu boys and girls, they are against this. They don't like this. They can't talk about it. This is what is happening. And I can tell you, this is the decline of BJP and Modi. This is there's a tipping point with which people can't take nonsense anymore. The Sikhs will speak against it. Muslims in India will be against it. Even Hindus, let me assure you this. There are educated, good Hindus who will not tolerate this. You know, we want someone who is competent. And I've always said, Modi is a rough, tough, competent leader. Nothing but kudos and respect to him. He's not perfect. He is strong. Yes, he has a Hindu bias. But when you push the agenda a bit, you want to see how far it can go. It backfires, man. I was sick to my stomach when I saw that. And when these guys were like, hey, very great. I believe it or not, I was just seconds away from throwing this guy. I don't want such individuals who feel proud. 100 boys, one girl. No, this is wrong. And if you notice, look at the video. That girl is wearing a burqa. What are the boys wearing? Saffron. Then they jump up a flag where India's flag is there. They remove that and put a saffron flag. That is that is symbolic for what? Hinduism. I have nothing against Hinduism. I have even told you this, that most of the crimes and terrorist groups and all that, yeah, Islamic. But now Hinduism is taking a form, an ugly form. Instead of being a religion where you pray and seek peace and you get images like yoga and tolerance, it's become a forced mandate. No, you dress up like that, you look like this. Just imagine, I asked you the question, right? Just imagine the Sardars will be asked to remove. Tell me that Sardars, they have their turban. That is, they are carrying their religion. So you'll ask them to take off their turban, cut your hair. My open challenge to all BJP and Hindu for this thing, supporters. Tell me about the turban. Come on. Christians or their crucifix, they carry their religion, right? And you'll say, no, they have to keep it hidden. Okay, then Sardars. Then Hindus have a tika. Then what will be next? Temples. Temples is okay, but mosques have to be kept hidden. No, we cannot see that. No, you cannot have the call to prayer. You cannot have a Christian cross. No, we can see it. And why don't you make Hindi the official language all over? I mean, where does it stop? And then you'll get these hooligans who will try moral policing. Who's this guy? Who's this girl? Why are you waving? And you've seen the videos where they slap people, two people who are not married, they're staying together. Mind your own business, no? Like I told you, this kid who is in my WhatsApp group, his career is zero. His life is not in place. He doesn't have a proper relationship. Okay, insecure, completely, immature kid. But when it comes to the Hindu mandate, when it comes to all this, becomes a lion. Oh. India is becoming a breeding ground for jobless, purposeless, mindless young men to take part in all this and feel a sense of belonging and importance. The politicians are bloody using you left, right and center. I've constantly asked these men, you think the BJP party or Narendra Modi is going to take care of your future, give you a good education, make sure that you have a good family life? Look, I'm not Congress or BJP. I told you, I give a damn which party is in power. I've also told you that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the best of the lot. And I saw one video, photograph of this. All these guys are like Hindu party support to BJP and they're doing the Nazi salute. So, goodness. What is it coming down to? It's a shame, man. It's a shame. It's a shame. I'm sorry, but I don't subscribe to this nonsense. It's a shame. Yes, we call a spade, yes. Terrorists, there are terrorists who are chopping, cutting in the name of Islam, yes. Or they shout Allah Akbar, yes. In Arab Muslim countries, they do this and that, yes. These are children, these are youngsters. They were just studying. They're doing their own thing. What's the problem? All these years it was not a problem. Why suddenly it's become a problem? No, and understand this, for these girls, they've lived their life covering their face and their hair as being pious, like living like nuns. They've not done anything wrong. Here in Thailand, we have Muslims who cover and they say halal food only. Buddhists and even Hindus and all, they get along. Just imagine, just let it sink in. If they had made this mandate, don't say Jai Shri Ram, don't have these temples, don't put saffron, there would be a fucking riot. Why do you think these guys are shouting Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram? From being a religion where it's a walk of life to focus on your spirituality and goodness and doing betterment for mankind, they have politicized religion as a weapon just to secure votes, and they've sowed the seeds of hatred. There's so much of poison right now. So much. It's disgusting. Yeah, and the media needed a story and become a mess. It's really become a mess. That's why, I keep saying, no, I'm glad I'm not staying in India. Really, you don't know when some other nonsense. Instead of focusing on career, instead of focusing on education. Oh, France did the... You're not France, my dear, you're India. Then if you say France, they are doing that. France, they have open sex. France, they have LGBTQ. France, they have 4 men and 5 women can have group sex. Let's take everything, right? France has, they offer education and unemployment benefits and all that. Put the same, right? Why don't you match everything? Oh, just cherry pick. Oh, we'll take this one thing. France did this. And I can assure you, those hooligans who are there, not one is a character you trust with your daughter. Oh, one more thing. That girl was alone. Those boys were all in a group. I can openly challenge you, if that boy was alone, he wouldn't have the balls or the guts to do that. Just that when they are, our Indian men, no, when they are with a big group, hey, what on this and that. Alone, they are like a fucking mouse. I'm sorry, but I don't support this. This is nonsense. Let these children study. They're studying in a government school. They are studying. They are not having a Sharia education, nothing. They're studying. Just as you want boys with their turban to look like Sikh, Muslim girls to look like Muslim, Hindus to look like Hindus, Christians to look like Christians. They are not hurting. They are not harming anyone. They have their identity, their culture, their tradition. Stop pushing the mandate and politicizing religion and justifying it with bullshit. Such a shame. Shame. I am ashamed. Being an Indian passport holder, I am ashamed. India today has gone to the dogs. Instead of focusing on your career, instead of focusing on education, doing good, unity, love, this is what gets you votes. My request to anyone who is watching this, please don't fan the flames of this kind of bullshit, man. Come on, I'm not giving you this inspiring talk, nothing. I'm keeping it real. You don't want to follow anyone's religion, don't follow. But don't have this, man. Don't have this. Those girls, all those girls, they were studying all this while. They were studying, they were quiet. It wasn't an issue. Why are you making it an issue? Terrible. I just hope the Supreme Court overturns this nonsense. It'll be a nice slap to whomsoever made this mandate. An amazing slap. And among all the people who celebrate unity and in diversity, I'll be the first ones to celebrate that finally India still has its values, ethics and morals, its character in place, rather than making it another terrorist country which force feeds its mandate. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts. Tell me if I'm right. Simple question to anybody who supports. What will you do with the Sardars, with their turban? What will you do with the Christians who wear a cross? What about the Hindus who wear a tika? Answer, no? I can challenge you, you will not have an answer for this. You will just, oh, in Iran, oh, in France, oh, this terrorist. No. Stop giving me bullshit. You know, I know this is a Hindu agenda and it's bought by political parties. It's not bought by religion, it's bought by politicians. Okay? So let's stop acting like fucking idiots. Shame. I'll say shame. Shame on all you people. And whomsoever supports this, unsubscribe, get out. I don't need to know you exist. I'm more than happy not having people like these. I hope this is clear. Shame. Anyway, I refuse to engage in sowing the seeds of hatred between Hindus, Muslims, Christians. Live and let live, as long as you do not hurt anyone. All these years you had the rule where everyone could just attend and be themselves. They're not hurting, harming anyone. All of a sudden you're talking all this high horse bullshit. Come on. Shame. That's what I have to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You guys take care. Ciao.